A question I get asked a lot is, can you still make a cheap candle? And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in today's video. Hello everyone, I'm Jeff Standley with Standley Handcraft, and today we're going to be talking about how to make a cheap candle, or what is the cheapest you could possibly still make a candle for. Now this is a question that came up in the group the last couple weeks. It's a question that comes up quite a bit actually, but I was reminded of it in the last few days, so I wanted to go back through and try to make a video on this one and show again using the cost calculator that we did in the last video, and then of course going through and talking about some of the different options that you can do to still keep your per candle cost down somewhat low. And of course, like I said, this is a huge topic that comes up quite a bit lately, and obviously that's because everything is getting so expensive, from shipping to just your basic products like wax, wicks, oils, anything like that. Everything has really shot through the roof, and I see a lot of people talking on all kinds of different platforms, mainly the Facebook group because I'm in there so much. I see a lot of people talking about how you can't even create a candle for less than $10 now. And what I wanted to do was go through and show you exactly how you can still keep your cost somewhat low, and some of the things that you can do to kind of go after a cheaper cost without sacrificing a lot of things like quality of oils, quality of waxes, or just going to something or like a vessel that you just don't want to use. So here in a second, I'm going to go ahead and jump on the computer. We're just going to go through, I'm going to show you the cost calculator. I pulled up two different websites, Candle Science and Nature's Garden, and we're going to go through and compare the two different companies. And I just picked those two at random just because they're some of the bigger suppliers out there. They do offer some very good prices on a lot of their stuff. And again, there are plenty of companies out there that you can get a lot of the same stuff from. I just went with these two because they're among some of the top ones out there where you can get a lot of cheaper supplies from. And by cheaper, I mean getting some of the glass jars. You can buy a lot in bulk, so you will get a better price on your kind of bulk purchase. And if you missed the last video, I did an entire video on a candle cost calculator. So if you're unsure of what your candles base cost is, or if you want to figure out what your candles cost to make per candle, go ahead and refer to that last video. I'm going to go ahead and leave the instructions and the video link in the video description down below. So jump over, click on that one. You just go through, enter all your information, your wax, your wicks, your oils, the cost of everything, your shipping prices, everything like that, and it go ahead and breaks it down for absolutely everything so you can figure out your cost, your wholesale cost, and your retail cost of your products. All right, so before we go ahead and jump over to this one, what I've included in this one is just the very basic stuff. I included a jelly jar or something very similar like that, something that's very low cost, but not to the point where you're gonna sacrifice a good vessel. A jelly jar, or even like a 9-ounce straight jar like this, is a very nice vessel. A lot of people look for these. And that's one thing I wanted to do in this video, was not sacrifice anything. So I didn't go to cheaper oils, I didn't go to cheaper waxes, I didn't go to stuff that people aren't gonna use. These are everyday, daily candle making items that anybody's gonna use. But I did go with just the base version of this stuff. So I'm not jumping up to fancier vessels, and I'm not jumping up to a premium or a luxury type oil or anything like that. These are very good products, and they will make a very nice candle. So what I've done is I've gone out and I've picked one oil, picked just a basic wax. We're just going to use Soy 464 from Candle Science, and we're going to use Joy Wax from Nature's Garden. Both of these are very nice waxes. A lot of people use these waxes and they make great candles. I went with some of the cheaper wicks that they offer, but again, not cheaper as in less quality wicks. I'm using CD wicks, HTP wicks, hemp wicks, anything like that. I just went with the cheaper version so that we could keep our overall cost down pretty low. On top of that, I do have lids for each of these. They're just gonna be your basic lids that come with the jelly jars. And of course, adding things like your labels and wick stickers. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump over here and we'll go through, I'll show you exactly what I got on their website, and we'll break it down with the cost calculator to show you exactly how much it would cost to make one candle. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump over here. We've got the cost calculator pulled up, and I'm gonna go. And if you didn't see it, it's at West Sound Candle Supply. This is my website. The cost calculator is here, but we're gonna go ahead and jump over to Candle Science. This is the stuff I picked out from Candle Science. I went with a 16-ounce bottle of candied apple. This is the oil I actually use in my lineup every single fall and winter. It's a very good seller, so very nice oil. And you can see this one is $19.74 for a 16-ounce bottle, which is still right in the realm of what oils used to be even a couple years ago. I've got 12 of the 8-ounce jelly jar with a pewter lid. And of course, you're looking at some of the prices here. This is for a full case. They did have the 12 They did have the 12 lid pack in this one, but it was just a few cents more to go to this one. I tried to keep it down somewhat low, so we're not spending like $1,000 to get this kind of pricing. These are just like basic prices: 1 case of wax, 1 bag of lids, 1 case of jars, and 1 oil. And then of course we're going to be using soy 464. And you can see the total on this one came out to $158.81, and the shipping, which for me is clear across the country. So if you are over on the East Coast where this is shipping from, your shipping would be far less than this. So definitely keep that in mind. And we're going to go ahead and enter this into the calculator. So let's go ahead and go back over here. Okay, so for the price of the wax, it was $90.19, 45 pounds. The vessels were $654 for 12. The wicks on this one, oh, I apologize, I do not have any wicks in here. Let me add those real fast. And we're going to go ahead and grab some of, I believe, the CD wicks. Or let's try an LX wick here. I think these were a little bit cheaper. So jumping over here, definitely some of the cheaper wicks. The LX are great wicks. We're looking at $8.27. We'll go ahead and add that to cart real fast, which brought our grand total up to $167.08. So we'll add another $8.27 in there. So $8.27 for 100 wicks. And then the fragrance oil was $19.74 for 16 ounces. The lids were $42.34, and those lids used to be a lot cheaper, which is exactly why we're making this video. So these are $42.34 for 144 lids. These things used to be $29 just a couple years ago. And then the labels, I'm just going to do the basic ones I normally use. $18 for a 225 pack of Avery labels. We're going to be making an 8-ounce candle. Let's call it 8% fragrance load. And our shipping for me came out to $72.97. So that's actually not too bad. So this whole setup probably 2 years ago would have cost me right around like $2.50 to $3 to make this exact same setup. Same jars, same lids, same oil, same wax. So you're looking probably, I mean, you're looking at $1.16, maybe even $1.50 depending on where you got this stuff. But you can still make this candle. And again, the 8-ounce jelly jar is a great candle. It's an easy seller. And you can make that one for $4.62. Now, of course, you can look at the cost calculator here, and you can see what your wholesale price and your retail price is going to be. So $17, $16.65 for an 8-ounce candle. That's a very good price for a candle. It's not too high. It's not too low. You're still making a good profit margin off of that. So that's actually not too bad at all. $4.16. It's definitely up from a couple years ago, but you're still looking at a pretty decent profit, and you're not spending hundreds upon hundreds to get that price down even lower, which of course, if you're buying a pallet of wax and you're buying a full pallet of jars, of course you're going to get your cost way down from that. But just getting basic supplies, you're looking at $4.16. So we're going to go ahead and refresh this one, and we'll look at Nature's Garden, which is another great supplier. And I've basically got the exact same stuff here. I've got their Joy Wax, which is definitely their cheaper wax that they sell. They do sell the 464 soy, everything like that. But I went with the Joy Wax just because they're a little bit different. It is a great wax. I've used this one, and it was actually a little bit cheaper. So what we're going to do is add $93. We're going to go back to the calculator here. 93, and that is a 45-pound case. And then the vessels, for this one, you can see that 1 case of vessels for these guys, it's the 8-ounce jelly jar. It actually comes with the lid for $12.59. And then for the wicks, we're going to go ahead and use their hemp wicks at $8.39 for a 100 pack. And then the fragrance oil, we're going to use their apple cinnamon, which is an incredible oil. Again, I did not go with just a cheap oil with these guys. I used their apple cinnamon in my fall and winter lineup. It's a very good oil, probably one of the best apple cinnamons I've ever smelled. And then we're going to add that one in 1962, 16 ounces. The lids, we don't need to enter that because it's already in the case. And then we're going to add the same labels, 8-ounce candle, 8% oil, and the shipping on this one is $79.11. Now again, these guys are coming from across the country for me, so it's definitely a little bit more. So you can see on this one, it's a little bit more, and I think the price on that one obviously is going to be the price of the vessels. You could probably get these a little bit cheaper if you just didn't include the lids or if you went a different route, but they are a little bit more expensive because the lids come with the jars. But again, you're looking at $4.46 per candle cost, which actually isn't that much more. You're looking at 20 cents more than the Candle Science one. And then of course your wholesale is $8.91 and your retail price is going to be right around $17.82. Again, in between that $15 and $20 price range for an 8-ounce candle is really good. You're not going to find too many people that wouldn't pay that price. It's not going to be too much. It's not going to be too low to where you're getting hit. All right, so you can see the difference between those two. And what I wanted to point out with this one is if you are actually close or in an area where you can eliminate that shipping cost, that is a huge cost savings right there. I mean, that's going to go down anywhere from 25 to 50 cents per candle, depending on what you're getting. Now, fortunately and unfortunately for me, I actually don't have a place where I can go get stuff. But now since I do sell supplies, I get a little bit of a break on waxes, wicks, or anything like that. So I can make them myself for a little bit cheaper. But I still buy a lot of products from Candle Science, Nature's Garden, Flaming Candle, Makesy, everything like that. I still got a lot of oils from all over the place. So I'm still getting these things. I'm still paying the shipping prices. So I'm definitely feeling this as much as anybody else. So being able to run out and get any of this stuff, if you could run to a supermarket and pick up some jelly jars that are a little bit cheaper and you don't have to pay shipping, you're going to help keep your overall cost down quite a bit. Now you'll notice in this one, I didn't include something like the wick stickers or red RTV. That's going to be another few pennies. I think the wick stickers come out to maybe 2 or 3 or 4 cents per wick sticker. So whatever you come up with, and that's why you'll use the slider at the bottom. So if you wanted to add stuff like obviously your time, electricity, wick stickers, anything like that, you can go ahead and bump that slider up. But let's call it another 25 cents, which is way more than what that stuff would cost per candle. You're only looking at about $4.50 to $4.70 per candle, which actually isn't that bad. And of course, there are other things that you can do to help keep your overall cost down. Like I mentioned in the video a few minutes ago, you can get stuff by the pallet. The more stuff you buy, the bigger price discount that you're going to get. So if you're buying wax in large quantities, oils, wicks, jars, anything like that in larger quantities, you will get a price break. But I wanted to make this video a little bit more relatable to the people that are making 20, 30, 40 candles at a time and going to farmer's market, which I think this does represent that pretty well. Because as you can see in the video, I didn't do anything special. I just went to the 2 kind of larger websites that are out there. And like I said, there are plenty of websites out there that you can get sometimes free shipping. So definitely look out for some of that stuff. But I went with your basic run-of-the-mill products that a lot of people are using out there. And if you go to any local farmer's market, boutique, or anything like that, you're going to find a lot of these same materials in those candles. So I hope that was helpful for everybody out there watching this. I know all the price increases and everything shooting up all over the place right now is very discouraging. So I wanted to make this video to show you that it can still be done. You can still make a relatively cheap candle that's not going to break your bank trying to get something out there. And you can still have it in the realm to where you can charge a decent price on that. And you're not going to feel like you're price gouging customers because your prices are up so high. So please let me know what you think of this one in the comment section down below. I know I missed a couple things in there, but anything I did miss is going to be pennies. So like I said, add another 5, 10, 20 cents on this one, and you're still looking at pretty good prices. But if I did miss something that I'm just not like recognizing, please let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll try to go through and update this and do another video. And of course, jump over to West Sound Candle Supply. We just got a bunch of new stuff in. Like I said last time, we got new coconut soy wax, which I'm actually testing upstairs right now with with a bunch of different vessels, a few different wicks, the LCS wicks and the Lumen Vogue specifically right now. And of course, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.